Hi guys, John here. This video today is going to be an update, or not an update video, but an animal video on my new addition to the animal family. For you guys that don't know, or most of you wouldn't have realised, I have recently gotten a bird. And if you follow me on Facebook, you've probably seen the update photos. I've only had them for a couple of days, but you would have seen like me put up the cage and just like you would have seen some pictures prior to that. But people who don't know, I ended up getting a lovebird. It is a peach-faced lovebird, so they're an extremely colourful bird. They're more or less a nice, they've got quite different shades of greens on them. They have a blue tail and a peach face, which later turns into a brightly coloured pink, or you could even say a red colour. So I'd just like to start off by saying, or showing what I have with my bird that I've purchased. So as you can see, I have a cage here. This cage is fairly large for a lovebird, but the reason why I got a fairly large cage is because I'm intending on getting two lovebirds. So I have one lovebird at the moment, which is what you can see in the middle right now, and it's a fairly large cage, I have to even admit that, but I prefer him to have a larger cage than a very small crowded cage. But with getting another lovebird, they very well should be extremely happy in this size cage. So this cage, as you can see, it's roughly around 6 foot, I believe, or a little bit under 6 foot. So I'm standing up right now, and I'm 6'3", and it's pretty tall. So it's extremely tall if you would consider getting a bird cage like that, but obviously it is on a stand. So this video is generally going to be about how to care for a lovebird and how I've been going so far with taming and stuff. So I'll just give you a little bit of background information about my lovebird. My lovebird is, like I said, it is a peach-faced lovebird. He is hand-tamed. Now when I say hand-tamed, he was hand-raised, I mean, and he was obviously fed from a very young age from the breeder that I got him from. I'll open up the cage and show you more detailed video of him in a second. But when I say hand-tamed, he was fed and grown as a very young age on some type of bird formula, which I'm not too sure about. And he obviously got very connected to that owner or the breeder, and when coming into a new household, obviously you'd expect a bird to be a little bit skittish, but as you can see in the video, he's very comfortable, he's stretching, he's grooming himself, he's doing everything normal that a bird should do, which also then tells me that he's very happy in his current location. See him having a good scratch. So I'd just like to start off by saying the cage. You don't want to get a cage this extremely too large or too small for a bird. Obviously when you have a cage that's too small, you'll obviously need to bring the bird out more, and that can be a couple of issues. Sometimes things get in the way, so if you buy a small cage and your plan is to, I'll take him out every day, he or she will be happy, there'll be no problem. Therefore, I don't have to spend a lot of money on a big cage and worry about the space, the maintenance with a big cage, but as big as I have a small cage. Sorry to say, but sometimes life gets in the way, and I know as a fact from anyone, I can't promise that if I had a small cage that I would take him out every day, because I know that would not happen. I can tell you from a fact with the dragons, like you can see here, and even my marine fish tank, things get in the way, and I wouldn't say they get neglected, but they get put aside. You could definitely say they definitely get put aside, and that is why I opted to get a big cage. Now I'm taking him out very frequently. He's out of the cage the majority of the day, but that's just for him to get bonded to me and get used to the surroundings he's in. I'm not saying that will happen on a constant basis, and I'm not saying that that won't, so I guess I'll see how it goes in further updates and videos. and that is why I chose to get a large cage, that if there is a chance that I will not be able to play with him for maybe a couple of days, he'll be very happy in this cage, as it is a large cage where he can grow and mature to be a happy and healthy bird. I'll just give you a rundown of the cage, of what it can do. Not to say it's not that dramatic or a bit crazy, but I'll just give you an idea. It's got a tray at the bottom where I'll explain the foods I've been feeding him and what they should be eating in a moment. But they've just got a tray at the bottom. It's got a something called a skirt, and this is just to catch any seed that falls out of the feeding bowls or water or any type of materials, poop, feed, water, and it falls into here and then just goes into the bottom tray. And this bottom tray is just down here, filled with newspaper that I can pull out. And then I've just got the mesh down here, which you can have a look at being moved. I can take that out anytime. A little bit of a modification that I did to this cage was, let me just take a seat, was that I got some mesh, the mesh that I put over the dragon enclosures, and I just put it here because he was finding it quite hard to walk on the widely spaced mesh, because he does spend a little bit of a time at the bottom of the cage, and as you can see, stuff does get caught up, like the poop and stuff, but that's a simple clean of just getting a paper towel and just wiping it down, and it drops down to the bottom. The cage comes with 2 metal or cast iron, I'm not entirely sure what they are, water or feed dishes that can be taken out. I'll show you on this side because it's a little easier. It's got a double locking system, so I take this out, lift this up, and I can drag that out. As you can see, spilt a little bit of water, but that's okay, and it swings out for easy access. But obviously if your bird's hand raised, it won't mind you sticking your hand in the cage. So I fold that down and I can put this in there so it can't be taken out, and that's more or less very secure. It's got 2 openings. It's got this quite a large door at the front, which is extremely useful and helpful, with a little bit of a locking mechanism here, so it opens, so it's like that. Let's just see if I can focus the camera. Doesn't look like it wants to focus. There you go. So it's got it's a locking mechanism, so you lift it up, put it in that groove, and that's there fine as is. But if you've got a bird or a big parrot or something like that, or just children in general, baby kids running around, you can lock that like that, and then it'll get caught on that, so nothing will be able to move that unless you pull it out and lift it up, which is very useful. That's the first opening, which I am going to be using the majority of the time, and then it's just got this top opening. I won't show you this, it's the exact same locking mechanism, and that can be lifted up. And that can be lifted up to open the top of the cage, and I can put a perch in the middle of there and let your bird enjoy its time outside of the actual cage. Now, in terms of perches and wood, like branches for your bird, I was given 2 like dowels with this, or 2 perches. Just give you a bit of a look on the colour of him. 2 perches with him. I'll see if I can open the cage now. I was given 2 perches with him. I was given this one and that bottom wooden one, and as you can see, I've added quite a few of the natural wood perches that I personally made myself. You just want to make sure there's no crevices and holes that the bird, or I mean not the bird, but any mites or insects can get stuck in. So I gave them a good spray with a bird safe mite and lice spray. It's just an animal spray. I use it for my lizards as well, for their enclosures and their little rocks and stuff like that. So as you can see, like I said, natural perches are the best, and they work very well. And as you can see here, even with me in the enclosure, he's extremely comfortable, eating away. The camera light's on, so he might get a little bit flustered, but as you can see, he's perfect. He's a very beautiful bird if you can have a look at him. There you go. His name is Lex. Lex, that's what I called him. He's only around 8 weeks old, so he's still a very, very young lovebird. And when they mature, they get their very nice red head, or you could say bright pink, and they turn extremely extremely nice looking, in my opinion. You can get many types of lovebirds, different colours. They did originate from Africa, so you can imagine a lot of African species of birds are very, very colourful and extremely beautiful. So you can imagine why a lovebird would be in that category. So I'll just see if I can open up these curtains just to get a bit of light in. Yep, that made it a bit worse. Sorry about this. So with toys and like swings, I wanted to have quite a few, well, not quite a few, I'll have 3 toys and swings in there, just so he feels comfortable. So he can swing on this, and I've put a bit of millet, the sprays there. It's not the usual millet, it's just the other, like the wheat type stuff. I've just hung it off this. So he jumps on that occasionally and has a nibble of that, and as you can see, he's got a little food bowl that I attached to the cage. Well, not food bowl, more like a scavenging bowl. He has his food dish over there, and then he's got 2 water bowls. I've got 1 big water bowl here, and I bought another small water bowl over there because he does spend a lot of time here on this swing, and he does tend to like to drink from water from there. So I just have that swing at the bottom. I have this one, which is very good. It's a little circle that he bites on this, and then I have this little chew toy over here. Now in terms of handling these birds and getting them to know you, you can buy obviously hand-raised or hand-tamed birds, which do obviously put the price of the bird up. I always do recommend purchasing a hand-raised or a hand-tamed bird because it just gives you that one step ahead of everyone else, and the ease of enjoying your bird. It's very difficult to enjoy your bird when it doesn't want to be touched or held or just be around you. My bird is like this at the moment. I've only had him for around 4 days now, so I can't exactly tell you the experiences that I've had with it, but they are extremely playful when they get to know you. I'll do some more videos of handling your bird and how I've trained him in the moment. Now with feeding your bird, I've just given them a bit of a variety. I've just given them Trill diet. That's an Australian brand. Trill, small parrot food, with some millet sprays, which is as a treat and training, and then some Veda Farm maintenance diets, pellets, that I just crush up a bit, and that's what I feed him. I mix it all together in that back container, and that's what he eats, and that's what he's eating at the moment. Now, as babies, they do tend to like millet quite a lot, and they will, majority of the time, just eat the millet. But as they get older, their taste changes, and they do slowly convert to fruit and vegetables, which you can pretty much give them any fruit and vegetable other than avocado. I've heard that's not good for them, but you can give them all carrot, broccoli, cauliflower, apples, all stuff that really you'd like. To give to a bird. You can give them berries, all that type of stuff. You can mix everything together with them. So that's about it, guys. I'll keep you guys updated. So this is my new bird, Lex, the lovebird, and he's doing great as of now. And I'll update you guys on handling and taming video. It may be a little bit, you might get 2 videos today, since it's the weekend or a long weekend. I'll do a couple of videos on my dragons and aquarium and see how it goes. Well, I'll keep you guys updated, and thank you.